there. So something that I've been thinking about is how disability for me is part of my identity. I was born with a visual impairment. It's just the way I was made. I kind of see it as not a race, but it's almost akin. That's the closest description that I can come to. It's not something I can change, not something that I can put on and take off. And, I've been seeing some things in the media about how there's um, non-disabled actors playing persons with disabilities and how that's offensive to people. And I was like, yeah, whatever. It kind of went over my head. I didn't really think about it, but the more that I think about it, the more it's like, yeah, why is that? Like I understand that Hollywood has all these things about, you gotta pick the right actor for the right role and whatever. But if you think about it as in the context of identity, it seems more and more inappropriate. So, for example, there's things in the, like, you wouldn't hire a white actor to play a black person. We don't do blackface. That's not something we do. No, it's not acceptable. So why is it acceptable to fake a disability that you don't have? You know what I mean? To put on this show. It's weird, especially if you consider the statistics of unemployment. It's quite high for persons with disabilities. This is definitely a job that we can do. We can definitely tell you how it is to be in our bodies. That's definitely knowledge that we have. So, um, and why isn't there, and the thing about not seeing any disabled extras, it's like if we're not even getting roles like that, and roles are limited because of how, some people look, then how are we gonna develop, right? So these are some issues rolling around in this old brain here. And I feel like images in the media perpetuate what we think about, right? If we're like it's weird because it's like we're fairly common, people with disabilities, right? Like I said before, one fourth, one fifth, roughly. So there's lots of us around. It's not that rare, but because it's so diverse and there's so many different types, it is rare, and it's not like a community. Like it's not a cultural thing. I mean, unless you go in the deaf culture, that's a whole thing. It's so hard to talk about. But the images that we see and consume and think about influences how we think about these things. So if you live in a rural area where I grew up, I was the only pretty sure is the only blind person in that school at the time. I'm sure there's people that came before me, that came after me, but at the time I was the only one. And I think we were maybe 3 people with disabilities that I knew of in the school. Yeah. So, for say your whole, school career, you think about 12 years or what have you, and that's all you know is that one person. It's hard to, and the things you see in the media, it's hard to kind of get your mind in the mind frame, like kind of like when they say, oh, travel, get some cultural experience, see the world, understand what it's like out there. It's like people don't have that experience, and I feel like art is a great way to think about those experiences and see things a bit differently than we're used to. So today's question is what kind of stereotypes do you feel limit you?